Hello, how's it going, people? So today I'm going to be showing you how to design and implement a custom pop-up for Klaviyo. Now, this is the example we have today. It's just an icon like my email I did in my other video. Go and check that out if you want any help learning how to design. So this is what we've gone for. It's just a very simple square frame. I'll show you how to do it. Just click and drag. It can be any size. This specifically is 500 by 618. You can make it as big as you want. Essentially, all you really have to worry about is this hero section. So all I have done here is made a frame. We'll fill it black. Shortcut is 0. And then all we're going to do is make a rectangle for this top half of the email. We're going to make it grey. And we're going to put a linear gradient on it. You'll make this bottom half black. And there you go. And then all you really need is your logo. So if you hold down Alt, you can click and drag. You can Control C, Control V it, whatever works easiest for you. And then this first section is essentially going to be your offer. When it comes to making a pop-up, you want to make your offer as clear as possible so there's no misunderstanding. Your audience clearly knows what they're getting. So we just have a fancy 15% off. The lead is enter your best email below to get exclusive discounts, new stock updates, and more. So all you're going to do is text T on the keyboard. You're going to click and drag. You can choose your font and style, etc., etc. Fancy 15% off. And then if you go Alt H, you can center that. And then here we just have a couple shoes. So just keep going off the internet. You can use any style of branding. There are various ways to do this. For example, you could design the bottom section if you have, if you like to do that. Although that being said, it does take up a bit of space. So I like to design around here. And you can do anything you want with it. You can put a box around this. You can have fun with it. All that matters is that it's easy to understand and people aren't going to be distracted from the actual offer that you're trying to put in their face. So there you go. Now you can custom this section as well if you'd like to, if it's part of the design. However, if you were to just move this below the black, then you can create this as a section within Klaviyo. So that's all we've done. This will be Klaviyo built, so you don't really have to worry about that. It's just an example of what I've done. So now next step is slicing the section. So what we're going to do is S on the keyboard. You can find it down here, slice. And you're going to click and drag over the frame from the corners. Always make sure that the width of this matches the width of your frame. So you can see this is 534 pixels wide. This is 534 pixels wide. There you go. So there you go. We have our slice. All we're going to do is export it. For highest quality results, I always like to go 2x PNG. Now we're going to come over to this website. I love IMG. And we're going to compress this image. All right, so here we have it. Now we are in Klaviyo. All you're going to do is come over into flows. All right, so here we have it. I'm currently in a burner account in Klaviyo. All you're going to do is come over into sign up forms. Klaviyo does make this very easy. There are various types you can use. So you can just go through this as pinwheels, etc., etc. Another way you can filter it is pop up, or you can choose your style. If you're going on desktop, you might want to go full page. If you're going on mobile, you might just want to keep a pop-up, and then you can choose. So you can go for email, phone number, etc., etc., depending on how many steps you want. Now there are various styles. I do like this. This is a quiz pop-up. Yeah, it can work well sometimes. It purely just depends on who you're working with. That being said, we will keep it very simple for now. So we'll take this. We'll just assign it to a list. Doesn't matter about this right now. Now here we have it. We're up and loaded. So within this pop-up, we have 3 stages. We have the teaser that will be shown when someone comes onto your site. We will have this countdown. It can just be email opt-in, whatever it is. And then we have a success. So for this, it's very simple. All you're going to do is you're going to go to add blocks. You're going to drag an image into your pop-up. At the top of it, you can delete everything else. And here you have your image. So if we go ahead and grab our image, you can just drag and drop your image into this section. And then what we're going to do is make it 1,000 pixels wide. We can get to the nitty-gritty of it later. One thing you also want to bear in mind is that you always need alt text. You always need alt text. Although I wouldn't recommend using all caps because that's spam written all over it. So here you have it. We are going to delete this section. And we are going to rewrite the copy of this from our sample email. So if we just copy and paste that, and we're going to delete this section. Here you have it. Now, you can see that the background is not the color that we want. So it's very simple. What you're going to do is come over into styles, and this is where you can actually design the format of your form. You can see there's a gradient background here. So we're just going to remove that background color. You can drag it down to black, or you can just go 0, 0, 0, 0, enter, sorted. Now, as you can see, there is padding. So if you scroll down to form styles, you see there's padding at top, bottom, left, right. What you're going to do is make them all 0. The padding is essentially extra space around your images. If you're using trying to get with a full width image like this, you want to get rid of it, or margin, you can get rid of it. Or that being said, you can keep it. It depends on how big you want your pop-up to be, whether you want it to be full screen or not. So here we have it. If we come over into this image, you can see that there's still a tiny bit of padding here. So what we're going to do is remove all of this block padding. Now, next steps, as you can see, we have our text here. However, it's unreadable because it's black on black. So we come over into text color. We can drag that to white. However, that doesn't work. So if you just go F, 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 it'll work. And you can make it bigger. Now, what you will want to do is add padding to this section so it doesn't look terrible. So 30 works, and you can just have a play around with the format of this. So as you can see, it says new stock updates, but you want to have that on the line beneath. So all you do is highlight all of this, see where it's at. You want to click in front of updates, enter, and there you have it. Now what you can do is also add extra padding to this section, like that. And then we have our enter your email address, and we have our sign up form. If you're on a paid version of Klaviyo, you won't have this. So as you can see, our pop-up is almost complete. The last step, if you remember from our original in Figma, is that we have a button underneath. So my code now for no thanks, I'd like to pay full price. Whenever you're making a pop-up, you have to have a way for your audience / traffic on your website to exit out of it. So whether that's X in a corner or another button underneath, say no thanks, that is how you won't get hated on. So all we're going to do is come over into blocks. You're going to add another button here. And as you can see, it's a different color to the background. So all you're going to do is come to button style, and you're going to go 0, 0, 0. Make that all black. And from here, you can edit your text under button text. No thanks. I'd like to pay full. Now, as you can see, it looks okay. However, this is literally hugging the bottom of the email, and the spacing on this isn't ideal. So when you come into block padding, you can, as I did previously, just change this. This controls your verticals, this controls your horizontals. If you click on this, it unlocks individual padding, and from here you can change whichever side you want. So we'd want more space on the bottom, change the bottom of it to 50, and it gives us a bit more breathing room. You can make that smaller, you can edit the text. It's completely up to you. For this button, in our original, can't remember what it was, give me my discount. Easy enough. And then we're going to come to button style. So the color works out, which is fine. As you can see, this has rounded corners. We don't want that, so you make that 0. And to give it a bit of breathing room on either of the sides, we're going to come down here. We're going to get rid of that so it's easier to control both sides. And we're going to make that 30. We'll do the same for this, although you can keep it round because of contrast. Whenever you're designing something, you want to make the button as easily identifiable as possible. So we can keep this circular. To actually edit the button, you go to edit styles, you can come down here and you will see corner radius. So you can edit that however you want, and this is your way to edit your text, etc. For now, we're going to leave that. What we will do, however, is have it match the width of our button. There you go. So you can have a play around with that, but that is essentially how you create your pop-up. What you have to make sure you do is within your button actions, you have to make sure that for your discount, the action is submit form, and it submits to the list you're sending your traffic to, whether it's your welcome entry list or your email list. However it works within your flows, that's where you submit it to. All right, after submit, you go show next step. And this is key, submit hidden fields. So this first one that is auto there is source. So this is Klaviyo's tag for identifying where your traffic has come from. Now, this is very important when it comes to segmenting your audience and understanding how your email list is based upon traffic. So we'll come down to submit hidden fields, add a field. And with this, there are various ways you can do it. For example, if you're making a name block, you go first name, etc., etc. There is customization. That being said, I don't actually have my marketing permission set up within this account. However, if you scroll through this within your Klaviyo, you will find a value. It's called $consent. You will have to make that true. And then there's another version that is consent type, and you have to make that email. If it is an email you're working with, they are crucial. So when someone signs up to your list, they are identified as subscribed to marketing messages within your Klaviyo. If you're sending to a load of unsubscribed users in your Klaviyo, you're fucked. So there we have it. That's how you do it. You can have a play around with the padding and style of this block if you want it smaller, etc., etc. And then the success step works in exactly the same way. You can design that. There is the ability to use a sniper button, as I like to call it. You can go right to your inbox, however you want to play it. So I hope you found that helpful. If you'd like to see anything else, please let me know. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. So I'll see you on the next one, boys. Peace out.